is Cherokee Boy, all the way up from the West Country, and doesn't he jump well? Some way down the pack is Sillars, Stalker, often held up, come down towards fence number 3. And it's Folly Road on the inside. Cherokee Boy and Mr. Muddypaws come stand side as they come to take this, the third, over which it was Cherokee Boy who led. Full of Oats and Folly Road the inside, and Mr. Muddypaws closely attended by Forest Ivory, who's going the shortest way. Up on the outside we've got Scotton Green, and a bad mistake there by Kingdom of Shades, who hit it very hard. And Market Lass hit it hard as well. Come down towards fence number 5, at which it will be Cherokee Boy who leads. The Full of Oats and Folly Road. Mr. Muddypaws, a bad mistake there. Market Lass, another mistake. So the order as they come up past us, and it's going to be the grey. Cherokee Boy, Full of Oats, Folly Road, Scotton Green, and then Standside Master Nova in the close-up 5, followed by Mr. Muddypaws and Forest Ivory, and then Kingdom of Shades and Bright Destiny as they passed us. Then Kendall Cavalier. So they race out into the country with 2 circuits of the course to complete in this Tote Northern National. Cherokee Boy, can he make all the running here? Has the edge by about a half. 2 in second place on the inside, Full of Oats. Mr. Muddypaws on the outer. Market Lass a little bit down the pack. Bright Destiny runs midfield. Scotton Green's pulling his way into a prominent position. Ackzo's on the extreme left of the picture towards the back. Purevalue, a horse with a great strike rate here at Newcastle, in the orange colours at the back as they take that plain fence, over which Ballylera made a mistake. That was the 6th, coming down towards the 7th now. And it's the grey Cherokee Boy that just has it. Here comes a Forest Ivory getting a little bit closer behind Full of Oats. Kendall Cavalier's the other grey in the race. Ackzo a little bit untidy towards the back. Sillars, Stalker, Ballylera are the back markers as they turn towards the back straight for the first time. And Rupert Wackley on Folly Road moving up on the inside of Full of Oats. Alan Dempsey now rides that one, maroon sleeves. Cherokee Boy on the outer, a wave of 3. Mr. Muddypaws wide in 4, and Forest Ivory close up 5, and Scotton Green 6. And then Kingdom of Shades the inside, Peters midfield, and Master Nova's on the outer as they take that plain 1. Sillars, Stalker the back marker. Purevalue and Ballylera are also at the back. Next one they take, the 9th, is an open ditch, and it's a good hunting pace here, and Full of Oats, who was second in the race last year, takes it up there. Sillars, Stalker a slight mistake, but Full of Oats just with the advantage. 2 on the inside, Folly Road, that's the rail runner. The grey Cherokee Boy is in the air at the same time as the last 2 mentioned, with up on the outer Mr. Muddypaws still making it a line of 4. Scotton Green tucked to Lon. Forest Ivory, who's run a lot of these nationals, is only 2 lengths off the pace. Master Nova makes a bit of ground on the wide outside. Peter's Black Jacket prominent. Market Lasses on the inner. Kendall Cavalier's with them. Ackzo's out wide as they take the next plain one, over which Sillars, Stalker was the back marker, and the top weight Kendall Cavalier being ridden along. Stable's out of form, so they've completed a lap nearly in this Tote Northern National, and they go towards the 12th, over which it will be Full of Oats on the inside and Folly Road, who still share it. Master Nova rather dived at that one, so they begin the turn into the home straight, and it's Folly Road and Full of Oats are going 1 and 2. In third place, running the rail, Kingdom of Shades getting a little bit closer. Market Lass is bang there, and Forest Ivory is on the outside. And towards the outside now is Cherokee Boy, still going well. Mr. Muddypaws is on the outer, come down towards the 13th, and it's Full of Oats. Alan Dempsey coming into it, pops over well. That was an open ditch, but aren't they jumping well? Experienced chasers all in this marathon event. Plenty of prize money on offer here. Full of Oats with the call, coming down towards fence number 14. 2 Folly Road on the inside, leaping it well. Cherokee Boy is in 3rd. So at this point on the next circuit, believe it or not, they'll still have 2 to jump. Don't think Ballylera will be winning. That's tailed off. Come towards the next one, and it's Full of Oats that has the edge here. And so the order as they come up to what will be the last next time round is Full of Oats leads to Folly Road in 2nd and Forest Ivory in 3rd. Spot something beginning with F. Cherokee Boy pushed along now, and then Scotton Green, and on the inside goes Kingdom of Shades, closely attended by Market Lass, and then behind these Bright Destiny gets a call, being quiet midfield. Purevalue plodding on, and then Sillars, Stalker. followed by Master Nova, and behind Master Nova is Ackzo, who's just making a little bit of heavy weather at this stage. A long way to go. Kendall Cavalier is behind them. Peter's behind them as well. And so, with under a circuit to go now, Jim, Full of Oats, second last year. Can he win it at his advanced age?
Well, his age doesn't any detractor at the moment. He's been in a beautiful rhythm for Alan Dempsey. He's jumped with spring heels. It's clawing mud, and a lot of the runners have got in each other's way behind on occasions over the fences. It's almost certainly something of an advantage, or appears to be Handy. Folly Road's gone well on the inside as well, travelling nicely enough for Rupert Wackley, but they've still got a long way to go, and they've got to come up that hill in the back straight. But the leader won the catch at the minute.
Slightly awkward there, so too was Purevalue. Looking for White Sleeves, Forest Ivory coming there, and Scotton Green. Pale yellow jacket. Looks as if Master Nova's going to be pulled up. Ballyleara's a fence behind. Full of Oats leads. To on the inside, Mr. Muddypaws is being pulled up. Peter is last of the main group now. So it's Full of Oats and Folly Road going 1 and 2. Scotton Green and Forest Ivory are 3 and 4. And then behind those, Market Lasses racing 5. Orange colours, Purevalue hunting round on the outside, getting a little bit closer now. Levelling up down the back straight. Cherokee Boy, the favourite. Well, that's well adrift, and he's out of it. The second of the two greys now, Kendall Cavalier, is staying on. That was the 19th. Full of Oats, Folly Road. Sounds a bit monotonous, but very few have got into this. Look to the left, though. Wyer on Scotton Green, and then with the White Sleeves, Forest Ivory. This is the ditch, but it's faller there was Folly Road. Parted with this rider there, but it's still Full of Oats who leads, too. Scotton Green in second, pushed along is Forest Ivory. He stays all day in third place, and Sillars Stalker's been very quiet. An 11-time winner, green sleeve jacket worn by Graham Lee, who's getting significantly closer now. Then Ackzo, who's been quiet but comes into action now. Purevalue's behind that. Peter's plugging on. They're at the middle fence down the far side, and Full of Oats given a brilliant ride by Alan Dempsey with the edge here to Scotton Green and Forest Ivory and Sillars Stalker. They're the leading quartet. Ackzo is definitely getting closer in fifth place. Still 3/4 of a mile yet to race, and as they head up towards the last on the far side, this is the 23rd fence, and it's Full of Oats. That was the 5th from home. Scotton Green on the outside of Full of Oats, so 1 and 2. Driven along now, Forest Ivory going for win 7. Sillars Stalker and Ackzo. We spoke to Ferdy Murphy this morning on the morning line, and his horse is getting closer as leg-weary horses turn for home. An open ditch now to jump, and then 3 more playing in the Tote Northern National, and Full of Oats. Scotton Green 1 and 2. Then Sillars Stalker, followed by Forest Ivory, and then Ackzo. And he paddled through the top of that, did Full of Oats, but experience stood him in grand stead. Scotton Green is, though, travelling, if anything, better. Sillars Stalker is pulled stand side. Here we are, closing in 3 out. Brave horses. And it's Scotton Green and Full of Oats, who was second last year. Is he going to be second again this? Back in third, Sillars Stalker. Ackzo and Forest Ivory are 4th and 5th at this stage. Down towards the second from home, Scotton Green. He's spring-heeled at it, and he goes on well by 3 to 4 to Full of Oats, who's running a terrific race in second place, but surely held bar a fall for Scotton Green and Wyer. This is the final fence, and it's Scotton Green, a tired horse. Full of Oats back for more. Ackzo and Sillars Stalker are trying to raise their game, and Scotton Green is getting very leg-weary. Full of Oats is coming back for more, and Ackzo, a spring-heeled young horse on the inside. Scotton Green and Ackzo at the line. Scotton Green, Ackzo, and then back in third came Full of Oats. And these in front of Sillars Stalker, and then Forest Ivory, and then the long way back, Kendall Cavalier. Peter pulled up, Purevalue pulled up, Ballyleara pulled up, Bright Destiny pulled up, and the rest have pulled up as well. Oh, this is hard work indeed. Good job he was fortified by a good breakfast. Wyer, who's ridden this. Scotton Green in the colours of the Scotton Developments Limited, trained by Tim Easterby, and this Ardross horse, a very, very brave horse, is winning his 7th race, his 4th chase. And congratulated there by Sillars Stalker, the horse that eventually finished 4th. 8 to 1 this horse, number 8 on the card. Scotton Green has obliged. Second horse home is number 5 Ackzo. JP McNamara got a fine tune out of the Ferdy Murphy trained Ackzo, but just not strong enough to take in the closing stages. Scotton Green close for third, but Full of Oats, who was second in the race last